Welcome back to Control, episode 32. We're headed into the Panopticon proper now, and we've entered into a new large atrium. I really enjoy this atrium. It has a really unusual visual. So the actual layout of the atrium is reused from the other sector out front, where these were the wing modules of the atrium. I don't know if you remember that, but you can rewind it and take a look. These, if you don't remember, this is the same shape that was used when we had to go into the clocks. And there was like a pull cord that we had to pull. We had to pull a pull cord right there on one of these modules. So these are not new modules, but they're reused in a new format, and it looks fantastic. The whole thing has been set up very carefully to feel dismal. So it's an atrium that still feels very clustered and claustrophobic. Up here we've got these wonderful lights off to the side, and over there we've got more lights off to the side, and we've got some lights over here, but what we don't have is a giant light in the middle, and that's the secret on how to make an atrium feel super claustrophobic and dark and dismal. You just don't put any lights in the middle. Instead, you leave it dark. That means that you're going to be noticing all of the stuff on the side, and the center part is just going to be a giant pit of darkness, which works great.
P6 is what the Bureau calls Dylan. His cell's been breached. Has the Hiss found him?
Oh, no.
Are you there with him? Can you protect him?
Oh no. I think I've talked about these staircases before, but it's been so many takes that I'll probably have to talk about them again. Yeah, this is definitely a new take, so we have to talk about those staircases. The folks in here are getting a little bit loud, though, so I'm going to go ahead and just clear them up a little bit so that I can hear myself talk. Let's start up here. So the offices they've got off to the sides of this atrium are unusual because there's nothing in them. There's no loot. Now, my guess is that these square, or mostly square, office units are reused in thousands of places, and they're probably just created out of modules that are slightly randomized. And so my guess is that, no human really bothered to take a good, hard look at these office units, because they're just here to provide light on the walls of the top floor. But, of course, this part, they obviously did pay a little bit of attention to. This is a really great way to sell a long wall that you don't want anything else on. You put some art on it, you put some plants in front of it. It works really, really well. I completely buy it. The offices on the other side are much the same. We can go through here. We see signs of death, though. Like there's some soldiers outside that have been killed. And I think that the idea is that our bro did that. He's been known to kill people, like, a lot. And so that's probably just one more piece of the murder puzzle. In here we've got a... I don't know if this is supposed to be a learning room or what, but it's got this really basic overview of the oldest house. And it's got all of these desks pointed at it. But the desks are all computer desks, not like school desks. So I'm not sure who is supposed to be sitting at them. Would they really have trained the children on desks like these? I guess they must have. Oh no, not major targets. Anyhow, if we come over here, this is like an overlook where you have some height. And then it comes down into this is where we started. This is the entrance. So if we come through here, I think we have to actually punch it open. Yeah, there it is. So if we punch this open, this is where we started. See? Last episode started right here. So we've just gone in a big loop, and this is something that they inherited from Dark Souls, and they use it a lot. They've got a lot... Oops, sorry, I just bumped the mic. They've got a lot of these situations where you return to where you once were and open up an easier path forward. And that's a classic way to design this sort of level. It's become common fare. It's been common fare forever, but we named it after Dark Souls for some reason. So that's that's Dark Souls backtracking right there. Now we got this yellow light. Now the yellow light doesn't necessarily mean yellow light does not always mean OOP, but it usually does, and in this case, of course, it is yet another Oceanview Motel transit with our brother's face cut in Fight Club style, just for kicks. Where we're trying to reach? Who knows? But there's someone outside screaming. Got the sounds of birds and the sound of someone screaming. Oh no, the room is upside down. How creepy and spooky. I'm sure it means something. I'm trying not to be too down on the Oceanview Hotel. It's an interesting idea, though they'd use it to try and present the I guess it's the next room. They use it to try and present the next challenge in this part of the game. Once you've gotten used to it, they they not so subtly try and link it to the next challenge by putting whatever seems to be relevant, like people screaming if you're trying to find your brother who's known for his screaming and all that stuff. I think it's still a little too blunt. I don't really buy it as much as I'd like. I'd prefer it if the Oceanview Hotel itself was somehow linked to what was going on, rather than just having random things in it that sort of reflect what's going on. But maybe I am asking too much. So here, we've got another fire break. We couldn't even access this fire break.
It's been a long time since Dylan and I knew each other. I've wondered about him. What kind of man he'd grow up to be. Were things as hard for him as they were for me?
Well, I mean...
And here,
yeah.
they were even harder.
We're headed over to the Panopticon proper. Across this break, they wanted to keep people, the things that look like people, apart from the rest of the world. And I keep glancing down at my recording software, and it keeps saying that I'm spiking the mic, which is strange. I'm not doing anything special. Hopefully it's still listenable. We've got a bit of a guy going on here. A character actor.
Oh, hello. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm Jessie, the new director. I need to get inside.
New director? Right. Well, okay. Hello, I'm Frederick Langston, the Panopticon supervisor. It's not the best time for a tour. We have hiss everywhere, numerous cell breaches.
This guy's a great voice actor.
Board, but you're the director, so here we go. Founded by Zachariah Trench, the Panopticon is our state-of-the-art repository for all altered items.
I don't have time for this.
Power and
I
Wow.
was told Dylan Faden was kept here.
She actually stopped someone
help me
from
find him?
rambling? I thought only I did that.
Faden. Sure. Darling wanted him somewhere secure and isolated away from people. He's in the maximum security cells, upper level. But there's currently a pressing matter, ma'am. We've
Of
got
course.
an object of power loose in there. It's wrecking the place. The Benikoff TV, it's a real doozy. Salvador took a team in to handle it, but no one's heard from them for hours. This is a Category 5 OOP we're talking about, and if we don't contain it soon, it will tear the Panopticon apart. And we don't want all those altered items getting loose, ma'am. No, trust me.
Dylan's in there.
Open the door, Langston. I'll handle it.
If you say so. I usually tell first-timers not to touch anything, so just do that. Here, I'll get the door for you.
I don't
And
touch
please,
anything.
ma'am,
That's why I've got
call
a
me
gun.
Fred.
Thanks, Langston.
Wow, we're an asshole. Alright, so we're not going to go in there today, because we're already at 10 minutes. We'll leave that for next time. It's very tempting to go in there and claim that control point, though.
Sir, we are not capable of completing that task. Please assign us a different task.
So these guards are talking like
You
weird
know what?
robots,
Never mind. I'll take care of it.
and we don't know why. and it's not really played up. And those are the parts of the game that I like best. So I just want to comment as we're leaving for, before the next time starts. This game has a really bad problem with telling you, oh, there's something that you might find interesting in this next part of the game, but you can't go there. You can't go get that interesting thing. You got to do something that isn't interesting first. Please stop. Please just make it so that everything is interesting. Why would you write your plot like this? Anyway, I'll see you next episode.
Containment failure